Hi sweets, I hope you're having a great start of the week and that you enjoy your long weekend. I'm going to use for the first time the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I also order the concealer and as well the Hyaluronic Fix Hydrating Plumping Makeup Fixing Spray. With this, I'm going to use a couple of things that I would normally use with my makeup to see if I really like or I don't like this foundation. I love to have a lot of other stuff from Makeup Revolution, but we don't get that in my country, and a bit of a person that I have to see what I'm going to get. I'm not like that with clothing, but I'm like that with makeup. I'm gonna start my makeup by prepping my face, and I'm gonna use again my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched face base. I like a lot how it prepares my face to apply the rest of my complexion stuff. As I said, I'm gonna use my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. It doesn't have a pump. It is a really big doe foot applicator, and I hope that, man, this is so dark for me. Extremely dark for me. So dark. This it is in my shade. I made a huge mistake ordering my shade, so I will have to reorder to be able to use it. So clean it off that foundation and I'm starting all over again. I'm gonna stick to the concealer and the fixing spray, and I'm gonna use a foundation that I know that it is my shade. I'm gonna use the Colourpop No Filter Foundation Stick. And to buff it in, I'm using my Real Techniques 301 brush. I'm blending and buffing this into my complexion. Remember, I'm not into full coverage foundation. That's why I really like to buff my foundation into my skin. And I think it doesn't flatter me much. I'm gonna go for the concealer. I hope and pray to God that this shade really suits me. Yay! This is a win. At least in the shade color. It has a big doe foot applicator. And to blend it, I'm going to use my Sephora Pro 57 brush. And in circular motions, I'm going to buff this into my skin. I'm trying to blend the concealer into my foundation. Well, so far it has a really nice coverage. I think I would order the next shade or a little bit darker shade. Not because I don't like it, it's just because on the days that I want a no makeup day, this shade is too light for me. I'm gonna use a cream blush, CHMN Pure Velvet Blush, since the original plan was to use the Makeup Revolution foundation. So I wanted to really test it using some other products on top of it. I'm going to stick to the same products except for the foundation. Now I'm going to set my concealer and I'm going to use my Laura Mercier setting powder. It haven't creased a lot in the couple of minutes that I had it on, but still I'm going to brush a little bit my fine lines, and I'm going to lightly dust the powder on top of it. Well, when I set it, it isn't so light in my skin. I think I'm gonna stick to that shade regardless, and it's looking nice so far. Now I'm gonna set the rest of my face and we're gonna continue with my complexion. I'm gonna use my CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Powder to set my entire complexion. Now I'm gonna use my Smashbox Cali Contour. I love this little palette. And recently I learned that we should be using a smaller brush to do the contour, the bronzer, and the highlight. And still, this is big for what I was recommended to use. But I'm gonna make this work. First of all, I'm gonna bronze my face, and I like to bronze my face. I don't only use it in the hollows of my cheeks. I always use it, or I like to use it, in all the places that the sun would normally or naturally hit you. It's in the high points of your face. But in those areas, I just brush it in. So in the sides of my forehead, Where I just brush it is in the middle of my forehead, in the sides of my nose. Here I really apply it. Now I'm gonna go for the contour. I don't contour much, as you know already, but I apply a little bit in the hollows of my cheek, and then I make sure to buff it into my bronzer. I don't want to have a visible line here and in my chin and along my jaw line. And for highlighter, I'm going to use the one that I have in this palette, and I'm going to lightly apply it in the high points of my face, and I'm going to take it to my temples and on top of my eyebrows. My nose highlighting, I'm going to apply it a little bit in between my eyebrows, or in the beginning of my bridge, and in the bottom part of my nose, not in the tip, in this flat area of my nose, and in my cupid's bow. My eyebrows, I'm going to use a product that I like, but I haven't used it in a long time. This is the Joha Brow Down to Me. I really like this one because you have your brow mascara in one side and you have your brow product in the other one. I'm just going to fill a couple of gaps that I have in my eyebrows, not much because I have really thick eyebrows and I want them to look as natural as they can, but define. I have the filling part of my eyebrows done. I'm going to use this Sorbet Treatment Cosmetics. This is the brow lift, and I'm going to apply it exactly under my eyebrow. To blend this, you can use either a brush or your finger, but for this video, I'm in a lazy mood, so I'm gonna use my finger to blend this. And now I'm gonna use the brow mascara, and I'm gonna brush my eyebrows and set them exactly where I want them to be. For a finishing powder, I'm gonna use my Hourglass Ambient Lightening Palette. And I'm gonna dust my 522 Luxie brush in the 3 shades that I have here, and I'm gonna lightly apply it all over my face. And I'm gonna set my complexion now, and I'm gonna use the Makeup Revolution Hyaluronic Fix. It doesn't have a lot of scent to it. I'm not a fan of the mist, in part because I had a couple of droplets all over my face, but as soon as it dried up, my complexion looks nice. I just like the fact that every time you use a setting spray or a setting mist, you get that little bit of hydration. I'm gonna quickly do the rest of my face, and then we're gonna come back to give my, not my final opinion, but my opinion so far for the concealer. So switch, I have finished up my entire makeup. I'm going to give a couple of checkups. I'm sure of one, maybe two, to see how this concealer is performing during the day. And I think I'm not gonna change my opinion so far because it had been almost an hour and a half since I have applied it, and he haven't behaved badly so far. So I think overall he's gonna do good. So I see you in a couple of hours. So sweets, this is the first checkup. I'm really liking so far this concealer. It haven't creased much yet, and it's looking perfectly fine and blended beautifully with my foundation. It was a mess with the foundation per se because I ordered the wrong shade, and I will try to fix that. But besides that, the concealer is looking fine. I will see you in a bit. Hi back, this is the hour number 6 since I have applied this concealer, and so far as you can see it's really looking good. It haven't increased much since my previous check-in, and it's looking exactly the same as the moment that I applied it. now I'm gonna take my makeup off because I'm gonna do something that I really need my face clean, and I want my face clean. But besides that, this is a really nice concealer. So sweets, this is how my makeup for today's look. If you were eyeing the Makeup Revolution concealer, I hope that this video will help you to whether decide to buy it or not. First of all, remember that this is my experience, this is my opinion. Second of it, my skin is entirely different from everybody else. Add those two facts to whatever is what you're taking in consideration to make the buy or not of the concealer. As I said previously, this is my experience, this is my opinion. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did, press the like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And if you want to get notified every time I upload a video, press the notifications bell, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!